Somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
Okay, so Donald Trump went from real estate mogul, reality TV star, president, and president again. And between that time, building towers and running for office, the man tried to sell you everything. I mean, he went from steaks, vodka, water, mortgages, and at some point even a university. That was a real thing.
At Trump University, we teach success. That's what it's all about, success.
And most of them crashed and burned, harder than a soufflé in an earthquake. But what if that wasn't the whole point? What if Trump wasn't trying to build a food empire at all? What if he was building something way more valuable? Attention. On today's episode of Farm to Feast, we dive into Trump's food ventures, the stakes, the scandals, the health code violations, and ask the question, were these failures or were they just the greatest marketing campaign we've ever seen in history? I'm Mukembe Norris, this is Farm to Feast. Let's dive into it. All right, let's set the table, because between 2004 and 2011, Trump launched more food brands than Gordon Ramsay has insults.
You donkey! Listen! Get!
Here's the menu. In 2007, Trump decided to sell premium steaks through Sharper Image. For those who don't know, Sharper Image was an iconic mall store that sold gadgets, massage chairs, and those robot dogs that nobody needed but everybody wanted. It was basically where dads went to window shop on weekends. And Trump thought, you know what this electronics store really needs? Meat. The CEO later said they sold virtually no steaks. 2 months later, Trump's Steaks was discontinued. But listen, in Trump's defense, if you've ever bought meat from an electronics store, then that's on you.
You stupid.
In 2005, Trump launched Trump Vodka with the tagline, "Success Distilled." Bold, confident, and according to Trump himself, it would outsell Grey Goose. It did not outsell Grey Goose. By 2011, the US production ended because they couldn't meet minimum sales requirements. Turns out, slapping your name on a bottle doesn't automatically make people want to drink it. Who knew? Now, Trump Water or Trump Ice. Same thing, different mood. Now, this one's fascinating because Trump still talks about it like it was a national brand. The reality? It was basically hotel water, served at Trump properties, not sold in stores and not distributed nationally. Just expensive hotel water with a logo. Which honestly, that's just sparkling tap water with confidence. In 2011, Trump buys a struggling vineyard in Virginia. The plot twist? It's still operating. But it's under Eric Trump's company. And legal disclaimers say Trump doesn't personally own it. So it's a Trump venture that Trump doesn't own, but still carries Trump's name on it. Starting to see the pattern here? And finally, the Trump Steakhouse in Las Vegas. In 2012, health inspectors shut it down temporarily for 51 health code violations. Let me put that into perspective. Most restaurants get dinged for maybe 2 or 3 things. A leaky faucet, food stored at the wrong temperature, minor stuff. 51 violations. We're talking flies in the kitchen, expired food, improper food handling, broken refrigeration. That's not oops, we forgot a label or something. That's how are you still serving food to humans? They reopened later, but the damage was done. And honestly, would you eat at a place where you heard they had 51 health code violations? So we've documented 5 reasons why Trump's ventures failed. Number 1 would be terrible sales. The Harper CEO said they sold virtually no steaks. Not few steaks, not slow-moving steaks, virtually no steaks. 2. Absurd production costs. Trump Vodka's bottle design was so fancy, it was too expensive to produce at scale. You know what vodka drinkers care about? Not the bottle. Number 3. Baffling distribution. Luxury steaks through an electronics catalog. Premium vodka with unclear retail presence. It's like trying to sell surfboards in the desert. And 4. The licensing trap. Here's the thing. Trump didn't run most of these businesses. He licensed his name. Other people did the work. And when they failed, the whole thing collapsed. It's the classic licensing problem. You get the upside of putting your name on something without doing the work, but also get the downside when it crashes and burns. And boy, did they all crash and burn. Now, some food ventures did survive. Technically, Trump Winery, still operating but runs under Eric Trump's LLC. Trump Water exists but only as Hotel Amity Water. So the businesses survived, but barely, and mostly without Trump actually running them. Which raises the question, was the business ever the point?
Here's where it gets interesting, because no matter how badly these ventures failed, Trump always spins them the exact same way.
Trump steaks. Where are the steaks? Do we have steaks? We have Trump steaks. He said the steak company, and we have Trump steaks. And by the way, if you want to take one, we'll charge you about what, $50 a steak? Now, it's the largest winery on the East Coast. I own it 100%, no mortgage, no debt. You can all check. You have to go check the records, folks. In fact, the press, I'm asking you, please check, because you can see if there's any debt.
In 2016, Trump held a press conference where he displayed steaks, wines, and water, like there were still thriving brands. So journalists fact-check it, and it turns out that even the steaks weren't really Trump steaks. They were steaks from a local butcher shop.
So, what were those steaks displayed by Trump at Tuesday night's press conference? Turns out they weren't really Trump steaks at all. Check out the label, Bush Brothers Steaks, which is a Florida-based meat distributor that supplies meat to Trump hotels and golf courses. The owner of the company told Inside Edition the steaks were never sold as Trump steaks. Trump may have made a mistake.
Trump steaks in Las Vegas got shut down for health violations. But in Trump's world, just a small experiment that didn't work out, so he just shrugs it off. When things go south, pivot, rebrand, and license out. Trump wineries technically still exist, but it's run by Eric's company, not Trump himself. Smart move, really. All the branding and none of the responsibility.
Okay, here's the twist. What if none of this was supposed to work? What if Trump wasn't trying to build a food empire at all? What if he was building a brand? Think about it. For 20 years, people have been talking about Trump. Not because of his steaks and if they were good, not because of his vodka and if it outsold Grey Goose, but because he launched things. Every failed venture was more press, and more press was more name recognition, and with more name recognition came more brand value. The steaks failed in 2007, but in 2016, he ran for president. And in 2016, everybody knew his name. So maybe, just maybe, the point was never the steaks. The point was keeping you talking about Trump. And if that's true, then this wasn't a failure at all. This was the greatest marketing campaign that we have ever seen.
Trump's story shows what happens when hype grows faster than operations. But it also shows that even failure can build a brand. If you control the narrative, food founders, especially in Africa and Asia and beyond, your supply chains don't care about celebrity. They care about quality, infrastructure, and trust. But Trump's playbook also teaches something valuable. Licensing can work if you do it right.
Which brings me to this. We're excited to be launching our very first Farm to Feast licensing playbook. In this playbook, we take a deep dive into what licensing actually is, and why most licensing deals fail, and why some work, and how to structure a licensing deal that protects your brand. So whether you're licensing out or you're licensing in, this is the guide that you need. So scan the QR code somewhere on the screen and subscribe to our Farm to Feast newsletter and get the playbook immediately when it drops. If you like our content and you like what we talk about, I'd like you to press the subscribe button and like our videos. This helps us, work with the algorithm and get more of our content out there. And then also let me know what stories you'd want me to cover, what food stories. Farm to Feast is a channel where we focus on food, the food we eat, the people that make it, and just policy and everything in and around food. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to build a community that does that. So I thank you for everyone who supported us so far, and thank you. See you on the next one.